Hey there, guess what? We have something awesome to tell you.
We are so excited to announce that the Product Boss is officially part of the HubSpot Podcast Network family. I mean, I am just jumping out of my chair with excitement.
So excited because the HubSpot Network is the audio destination for business professionals, and their love language is the same as ours, business education. You're listening to the Product Boss Podcast, the go-to podcast for product business owners wanting to increase visibility and scale their sales while building their dream life.
We are beyond excited to be a part of the HubSpot Podcast Network family and locking arms with so many other highly respected business shows that sole purpose is to help small businesses worldwide continue to thrive and grow.
Like Goal Digger with Jenna Kutcher, the Success Story podcast with Scott D. Clary, and Online Marketing Made Easy with Amy Porterfield.
So listen to The Product Boss and more shows like us on the HubSpot Podcast Network at HubSpot.com/podcast network. Shh, can you hear that? It's the sound of the holidays. Yep, they're coming. Actually, you might even say they're already here. Everyone with a product business knows that this right here, right now is the prime opportunity to gain some traction in your business and generate significant revenue. And Mina and I, we want that for you. Okay. We want that for you. And that's why we put together the Product Boss's Guide to Getting Holiday Ready checklist. We call it a checklist, but it's so much more than that. It's your crash course for getting your business holiday ready so that you can have an amazing Q4, right? That's Q4. Now, we've packed it full of checklists, planners, tips, resources, and our very best advice for making sure you're ready and prepared for a successful holiday season in your business and into the new year. And my friend, the best news is it's yours for free, totally free. So consider it a holiday gift from us. Just head over to theproductboss.com/holiday ready. That's theproductboss.com/holiday ready to grab your Getting Holiday Ready checklist and get ready to sell your way through the holidays. Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we're dedicated to helping product-based business owners turn into revenue-generating, successful, happy product bosses. I'm Jacqueline Snyder.
And I'm Mina Kunosita. Together through digital courses, coaching, and masterminds, we've helped over 50,000 students from startup to multi-million-dollar businesses scale their sales while blending in their dream life.
It gets lonely out there in the product business world. We fully believe a business shouldn't be built alone. There's room at the top for all of us.
So let's get scrappy and creative together, Product Boss, to be profitable, make more sales, and grow your visibility.
Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hey, Mina, don't you just wish that somebody could just give you an exact calendar or schedule to go by for Black Friday and just be like, this is when you should promote, this is when you should market, this is when you should send your emails?
I mean, I think that's our number one request that we get, and which is why I fight against it so much, because I'm serious, because I think that with everybody, they have to test and try. And what they want from us is this black and white calendar of this is the end all be all to all the things. So I want you all to listen to this episode, but I want you to know that you have to customize it to your business, to your customers, to your messaging, to your schedule, to your life, to your timeline, right? And then it's not something where it is like, hey, you make this wish, it's granted. We want to show you an example, but I want you all to think about it strategically as well for your own business, because that's the way you make it successful.
Hey friends, we're Jacqueline and Mina, and we are going to jump in right now to an easy to implement strategy that you can use to base, your plan off of. And like Mina said, nothing is black and white, nothing is cut in stone, but we want to give you some examples because again, we get that question all the time of, well, when should I send the email? When should I promote this? So how many of you out there, raise your hands? I know we can't see you, but in the virtual world, only send out one message, one email, put up one Instagram post, one TikTok, and you're like, Black Friday sale is on. And you cross your fingers and hope that they will remember you in the barrage of emails and marketing and all the things that everyone else is sending, right? So we're going to talk about a schedule for you that you can test, you can try, you can adapt, you can adjust But this is a really pretty easy, simple schedule that you can try right now to set up and get ready to promote your promotions for Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Yeah, and it'll give you a kind of a template to work with. Like when you think about an ideal week or a template week to work from, this could be your template that you do start from that you're able to customize, like I said, to your own schedule. But that way, like I know we're a week out from actual Black Friday, that you can really think about, okay, this is actually pretty simple and it doesn't, take me overhauling anything I'm already doing. I can just improve what I'm already doing.
Absolutely. So we're going to go off of a yoga company, a really big yoga company out there in the world that we received a bunch of emails from. And we're going to go through sort of what they did last in 2021, last Black Friday, Cyber Monday week and weekend, and kind of go through this. So the very first email that they sent out should put us right around the time that we're at right now, but was on November 18th. Now, this email was about a week. It was the Thursday before Thanksgiving. And they sent an email that said, VIP early access to 20% off starts now. So 1 week early, they sent out an email that was early, site-wide 20% off, early access to Black Friday, be the first to shop with a VIP code for their customers. Now, this went out an email, and this probably went out to everyone that was registered as a VIP, or perhaps just everyone on their email list. So it wasn't front facing on social media. And it was only on the email list, and they gave you 1 week early to shop.
Yeah, and oftentimes when people do VIP only to their email list, it's not on, their website yet, and it's not on their social media yet, but they're considered VIP because they're on their email list. Now, this is a site-wide sale, so don't get stuck in that, because for a lot of you, you might not be able to do site-wide. But it might be whatever your offer is that's very enticing, that carrot that you're going to dangle, whatever your Black Friday deal is. Consider doing a VIP early access to it a week beforehand. Is what this, when you take away all the, everything that we're saying here, when you get down to the bare bones of it, what they did was a VIP early access a week before Thanksgiving.
And then they sent a second email, which was 4 days later. So on the 22nd. So let's say you start a week before Thanksgiving and you send your first VIP early access. About 4 days later, you could send another email that's basically the exact same email, that early access, be the first to shop with the VIP, offer. But there was a different subject line. So the subject lines shifted to new color drop and 20% off VIP exclusive. So it wasn't the same. It wasn't VIP early access starts now, which was their first email. It showed them that there was something new and you could get your VIP discount. So that was 4 days later.
So the first one said VIP early access to 20% off starts now. So they did have that 20% off. That's the carrot, right? And then the second email that Jacqueline was talking about, new color drop, 20% off VIP exclusive. Seriously, same email, just different subject line. Like when you open it up, it actually looked the same too.
Right. Okay. So then that all happened. And that 22nd, I'm just looking back at my calendar of last year, that 22nd was the Monday of the week of Thanksgiving. Now, then they send on Thanksgiving, they decided to, actually, no, they started their sale the day before Thanksgiving on the Wednesday. Again, you can pick which day you want. It could be on Thanksgiving, it could be the day before, it could be on actual Black Friday, whatever you want.
Yeah, this is like takes me back to when you remember people would be lining up at all of a sudden sale started at midnight. Yeah.
Waiting for DVDs. The kids that are listening, DVDs were these discs that would play the movies.
Yes. And, gosh, remember when, what's that blue
Blu-ray?
thing Blu-ray. What's that blue thing? Oh, wow. Tech savvy over here. The Blu-ray players were like all the rage too.
Yeah. And I had friends that would camp out. They would literally camp out at Best Buy overnight so they could get early. Like they wanted that, they wanted that stuff. So this is that idea because, and I'll tell you, one of the days I was like, I'm getting up early on Black Friday. I'm going without my kids and I'm going to go to the mall really early. It was just like something I wanted to participate in. That's all shifted online.
It has all shifted online, and there's no way. It's funny that Jacqueline's talking about that she's going to do that because here in Iowa, it's actually freezing cold during those times. And she's out at this time, I'm guessing, when you were going to do California, which is sure.
I wasn't going anywhere when I was on the East Coast. Chuck
So
me in
there
by a
is
fire.
no way that she would even have considered that if it was in
And it's
Iowa
still
weather,
dark. Yeah,
okay?
no.
Yeah, it's still dark, it's frosted, you know? It's crazy.
So let's go back to the schedule. So we brought you all the way up to, they sent it the day before Thanksgiving. So on the 24th, on that Wednesday, and they put up to 70% off. Black Friday is officially on. So it's actually the same graphic that I've been getting the first two emails, the early access
Mhm,
one, same graphic, just a little adjusted with just Black Friday came early because it's on that Wednesday, not the Friday,
mhm.
up to 70% off, new styles added, 20% off site wide. So that's their promotion. You
Yeah.
pick your promotion.
And like we said, you don't have to do a site wide. It's really hard for small businesses to do site wide oftentimes. But also, look at what they put here, up to 70% off.
Mhm.
That does not mean the whole site wide is 70% off. That means up to 70%
That means
off,
that
right?
one random keychain somewhere is 70% off.
Yeah, exactly. So up to 70% off, and Black Friday is officially on, but they have announced it. They've announced that Black Friday is officially on, and that was the day before Thanksgiving. So it wasn't
Mhm.
even the Friday, it was 2 days before the actual Black Friday, when Black Friday technically happens most years.
Yeah, and what's interesting actually on here, now I didn't open these emails, so I don't know if they sent resends or they if I did open it, if they targeted again. But this was the only thing they sent was on that day before Thanksgiving. Now, I would tell you all to send something on Black Friday. I think they waited a long time till their next emails, which was that following Monday. So I would send an email a day throughout the weekend to
Yeah.
remind them you're small businesses. But
Hmm.
here's the kicker. On Monday, which was the last day of the sale, they sent two emails. They said new trench coat added to sale, right? So they were just putting something that they wanted to promote into it that said new is added on that last day. And then a few hours later, they did a final hours last chance to shop sale. So that was all on Cyber Monday.
Yeah. I
So
agree that they should have sent an email a day.
mhm,
And they should have, if they didn't, you didn't actually open them, or it looks like you opened some of them, but they should have done resend to unopens.
mhm. So if this is next level strategy for all of you, then if you are already sending emails, you know what we're talking about. If not, let's just get you sending emails, promoting, and everything we're teaching here, you can also bring onto your social channels where you're doing posts and you're kind of promoting in a similar way. So
Uh-huh.
they did two emails on the last day of the sale, the last one being final hours, last chance to shop sale. And then let's see. And then
And there
actually
was
like
a timer.
there was a
Yeah.
timer on it. But I'll tell you, it was sent at 12:03 p.m. So they sent it midday. Then this is what you're going to see everyone do. So if you all pay attention on the Tuesday when the sale was supposed to be over, this is the new marketing trend we're seeing. A lot of people are doing sale extended. So they
Hmm.
did because it's Giving Tuesday. They did sale extended, get 20% off, and give back. So they extended their sale.
I want to
And
see what their give back offer is. Can you
okay,
click
let's
on it?
see.
Scroll down. Okay, so they do free yoga and meditation for kids. So they have it looks like an initiative that they do all the time because there was a strategy behind it. So for all of you, I know a lot of people when they hear us say Giving Tuesday, they want to put that in their subject line. I like that they did not because
Mhm.
they said, get 20% off and give back because you know what? The general consumer cares about giving back. They don't care about Giving Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like participating in that holiday, but they care about giving back. So I like that they did not use Giving Tuesday in their subject line.
Yeah, so they said sale extended, which everybody wants because that Tuesday we're like, oh, I missed something. Oh, I forgot it to get back to that. And then get 20% off. So they tell you the amount you're getting off. And then, so it's still the same thing. It's not the 70%. It's the same sale they've been running the entire week and give back. And then when you open it up, it says sale extended for Giving Tuesday. That's how they positioned it. Last day
Mhm.
for sale and give back. So even if you don't want to participate in Giving Tuesday, which is 100% okay, you can decide that you want to do an extended sale as a marketing effort. And you'll see that happen. Like follow some accounts, you will see that they've extended their sales and given them a couple more days to buy.
Hey, can you click on it again? I want to read off the verbiage because so for all of you that want to participate in Giving Tuesday, whatever shape or form that is, what they said was hit up the sale. A portion of all of okay, let me start all over. I can't read today. Hit up the sale. A portion of all today's proceeds support our nonprofit. right? And they go into how it brings free yoga and mindfulness videos to kids at home and in the classroom. Shop and share, right? So a portion of all of today's proceeds. So it's not forever. It's not, this is a promotion. That's why I wanted to read it off, because when you do like a strategy or initiative that it's a promotion, there's an end time to it, a beginning time and an end time to it. Internally, it can be front facing if you want it to be. In this case, it's a portion of all of today's proceeds support, their nonprofit cause that they so chose.
And they didn't say exactly. They didn't say we're giving away 50%. What we want you all to know too is, while we love all of you and your I can't even say the word,
Philanthropic.
Motivation and give back and all of the things, your customer doesn't need to know exactly everything. So when you say a portion of all of today's proceeds, here's the deal. They tell you on a plane to put your oxygen mask on before putting it on someone else, right? For you all, you have to remember you're in a business that has to be profitable to continue to exist and succeed.
And probably give back more later on.
Yeah. So while you don't have to say it's 30% give back, 50% give back, all of our profits. You can, if you're a small business, say a portion of today's proceeds. And if you can only afford $100, then you give $100. It does not have to be a huge amount, and your customer doesn't need to know it all. So we want to just preface that for you, because if you're not profitable, your business will not exist and you will not be able to impact anyone in the future. So we need to keep you profitable, but still be able to be generous and philanthropic.
Right. And on top of it, I don't need to know the details as a customer, so for a lot of us, it puts the customer in a situation where they have to care as much as you do. And I know that's hard to hear for all of you that are like, oh, but I want to help save the turtles and I want to help plant trees. So do we. I just don't need to know that it's done with, I don't need to know how it's done. I feel good about making the purchase that helps towards that cause. You know what I mean? Like, I think that sometimes we oversell. And I think that can be hard too for us as small business owners to feel like we need to oversell and, there's a guilt around it and things like that. But it isn't. The customer at the end of the day, if they can feel good about their purchase and a part of it can go to it, great. If not, then that's okay too,
Yep. As the Product Boss has grown, Mina and I have gone from being intensely connected and always knowing what the other is doing in business to building out a team and learning how to layer in different levels of communication among all the different team members.
We've learned from experience that when there's a communication breakdown between the different roles of the business, the customers are the ones who may suffer the most. And that's not what we want at all.
Nope, not at all. We prioritize and strongly value great customer experiences from start to finish every time.
Creating great customer experiences starts with having a full picture. And having the full picture starts with having teams that are connected. HubSpot helps your team stay and feel connected. They can finish each other's sentences, sales pitches. Yep, it's that kind of connected.
Yes, and the HubSpot CRM platform is carefully crafted from the ground up, designed to unite your data, apps, and teams in a single, easy-to-use system. So instead of wasting valuable time tracking down information, your teams can spend their time having conversations where it matters most, with your customers.
Learn how HubSpot can help your business grow better at HubSpot.com.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do right now. We want you to grab a pen, a piece of paper, a notebook, open up notes on your phone, pause this podcast if you need to take a pause really fast and go run and get it, because we're going to recap the order in which you can promote for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, okay, with some of these dates and times. So pause, go get it, and come back to us. Okay, you back? All right, so this is what we're going to do. So the very first email promotional day, the thing that you're going to do, if you have the ability to do this, I know we're getting really close to the holiday, you can send a week before Thanksgiving, and you can do your very first promotion, which is VIP early access. That could be the Thursday before Thanksgiving. Then 3 to 4 days later, you can send a reminder email, let's say by the Monday of the week of Thanksgiving, that introduces something else, features your best seller, does something like that, and then reminds them of the promotion of that VIP exclusive, that early access sale. Then if you choose to, the day before Thanksgiving, you can do early Black Friday. It's officially on. Now, whatever day you want to start your sale, whether it's Wednesday before Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving, or Black Friday, you send your email on that date.
Yeah. So really quick, I want to hop in here. So what happened here, and it doesn't even matter the scheduling. So I want you guys to all remember you customize it. So in this case, there's a VIP early access, a reminder email, and an official announcement that Black Friday is on. It can honestly, in my opinion, shift to any of those days. So it could be 24 hours early access. It could be a reminder, 12 hours before, and it could be Black Friday on actual Black Friday. So just remember, those are at the core of the 3 strategies: VIP early access, a reminder of whatever the offer was, still again before Black Friday, and then an official announcement that Black Friday is officially on.
Then we want you to send an email every day of your sale, or promote it every day of your sale. So however you're reaching out to your customers, every day you're going to send out at least one email, one post, something. Now, if you want to take it next level, we would tell you to send a resend to unopens 8 hours later, 6 to 8 hours later, which means if they didn't open that first email, you change up the subject line, you send a second one. Okay. That's like level 2.
Yeah. And it looks like in this case, their Black Friday deal lasted for 5 days.
Okay. Which is a Cyber 5, more or less, right?
Yeah. Not really. Because Cyber 5 usually starts on Friday and then it goes to Monday. Yeah. Friday, Saturday,
Tuesday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. So
Or it
no,
starts on
they
Thursday.
shifted the time. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to, like Mina said, you're going to do the intro, like the sale is officially on. You're going to send at least one email a day. You're going to contact them once a day. And the last day of your sale, you're going to send no less than 2 emails.
No less than 2. Opting for 4. I mean, if I were to, I'm serious.
Maybe
because,
3.
It's a lot. Yeah, maybe 3. Let's settle on 3. But no less than 2. And it could be resends. I'm counting resends in there too. Whereas you're telling them, again, maybe like it's something that's you're featuring within that promotion. And then another email that's the final hour's last chance to shop email.
And if you follow us or you're on our email list, when we usually do 2 hours before close cart, and you will see a lot of people that were hanging on the fence jump in. We saw Lodestone Candles with Greg. He did this last Black Friday, and he crushed
an hour.
It. An hour before.
Who would have thought that people were holding out on the fence to buy candles
at 11 p.m. at night?
It's just that they had forgotten. That's the thing, right? So it's just a reminder that it's the final hours of people, in that mode of, oh my gosh, the kids are finally in bed, or I'm finally, sitting down,
scrolling social media, and then they get this email. And they're like, oh yeah, I forgot that sale was happening.
Yeah.
So at least 2 to 3 emails on the final day of your sale. And for bonus brownie points, if you decide the next day on Tuesday after, Cyber Monday, you can choose to do a sale extended. You can talk about give back or not, but you can always choose to do an extended part of your sale.
And let's take that off the table, the give back. I want to talk a little bit about the sale extended. So let's say you decide things are not going well. Guess what you should try to do? Extended sale. If things are going really well, guess what you should try to do? Extended sale. So no matter what, you have nothing to lose. They have no idea what's happening in the background. They have no idea it's crickets. They have no idea everything's bursting and booming at the seams, So no matter what, it's worth, if you have the time on your schedule to extend it out another 24 hours, why not? And
last but not least, as my good friend Mina always says and makes us do in our business every single time, is you will audit this at the end. So you want to talk about auditing?
Yeah, audit is just like you sit down with a piece of paper. It's nothing fancy. And you literally write down the date as if you're journaling, and you write down what went well, what didn't go well, how you would improve it for next time, and how you kind of felt. Like, let's say I really felt guilty that the kids were around during this time. That is something you should put in the audit, because next time you can do better with during this time, I'll give them extra screen time, right? Or, an audit might be, I totally forgot to eat every single day. Then you might stock up on Trader Joe's meals, during that time or whatever.
An audit could be, I sent it at 6 a.m. Pacific time, and really then the next day I sent it at 6 a.m. Eastern, and it did better.
Yeah.
Also, if a subject line
subject line and unsubscribes.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to see unsubscribes. We get at least 100 unsubscribes every time we send an email. And if you're on our email list, you can just calculate how
If
many
it's
people.
n if it's more than 120, then I start to be concerned. Anything, anything around there, I don't get concerned,
I think it's
because
in reference to the size of your list.
yeah, it really is. So, like, for all of you, even when people unsubscribe, don't take it personally. An audit is something where you shouldn't take it personally, right? So it's where like some subject lines tend to work better than others, or some sending out things tend to work better than others. Now, it's not a blanket conclusion you come to either, because a lot of times it has to do with if that person was really busy, or like it's not like a drawn conclusion where it's like, ooh, now I know 100%. You don't always know, but you can go with a little bit of a gut, because it's like you're getting this data back, but at the same time, it's like, was it really that subject line or was it something else?
Mhm.
You know?
So here's what I do want to tell you if I'm looking at this particular company. I got an email today.
Mhm.
So we're recording this on Halloween. And I got an email today that says 30% off VIP only early Black Friday sale on Halloween. And this is a year later because we're looking at this from last year's. And so they're actually doing a higher percentage off than they did the year before. The year before was 20% off. They're offering 30% off. They're doing their early Black Friday sale actually earlier, just so everyone knows, like, because if you pay attention long enough. But here's what I'll tell you is similar. They did that like police car engine, like the light on top of a police car
Oh,
emoji,
the siren?
siren emoji.
Uh-huh.
They used it, and they used it last year too. So what you can see if you're going to repeat, subject lines don't have to change every year. If you have a subject line that works, if you have an emoji that works, if something works, you do not need to reinvent this every year. And if you follow enough companies long enough, you'll see the repeat of subject lines, and you'll actually start to be able to see, oh, that must really work for them, and their customers must open that.
Yeah. Now, when you are hearing this episode, you'll be too late to put this, Halloween. We're recording at this time,
Right.
obviously. But the thing is, here in this case, let's say that it was really successful. They could actually do an early Christmas sale, for example.
Uh-huh.
Use the same subject line, do it December 1st, and have the little siren thing, and test it out to
Mhm.
see if their Christmas offer. They can test out the Christmas offer before it actually happens.
Yeah. And then you can keep repeating these things. You can do early
Yeah.
Mother's Day sale, early Valentine's Day sale, early whatever sales. The point is, and the thing that we're trying to tell you, and this is why we do Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge every year. We help you plan, schedule, build out your promotions for the holidays. Think about what your offer is going to be. If you didn't go through that with us, here's a hot tip. Go and sell your bestsellers. Like, your bestsellers are going to lead the way for you. But the thing for all of you to know is that you can take these things and repeat them, and you test and you try. But the goal here is that you're showing up. You're showing up in their inbox. You're showing up in posts. You're showing up in stories. You're showing up in TikToks. Wherever you're marketing to people, we want you to bring your promotions forward and show up. Don't be
Mhm.
scared to quote unquote annoy people. So many of you come from the perspective of, well, I don't want people showing up in my
If
inbox.
if you don't annoy them to some certain extent, you didn't show up enough.
You're not doing
Because
your job.
even because the thing is, they won't find it annoying. And even if they do, it's like, if anything, I want to be reminded more during the holiday season because I'm overwhelmed with my own schedule. I have my own life. And then we should do a whole podcast episode on this, that other people have their own life. They're not sitting in front of the inbox looking at your email schedule or your social media posting schedule. There is so many things happening with them that it's okay. You don't have to. You only know how many emails you're sending out. You only know how many social posts that you're showing up for and things like that, or what's on your website or what's happening. They are living their own lives, and it's okay if you get annoying to them, because at the same time, there will be so many people that are like, oh, you had a Black Friday sale? I had no idea.
If you've been with us through any of our launches, oh wait, multi-stream machine doors were open. Wait, the doors closed?
What does MSM stand for? When I get that one, I'm just like, what?
Because people are busy. They don't
Yes.
care or think about your business as much as you do. So
Yeah.
just show up. Show up,
Yeah.
and being a business owner in this day and age means you're also a marketer. You're listening to us. We're a top marketing podcast. You come to us because You want to know, how do I sell? How do I promote? How do I market to my customers? How do I show up on social media? We are telling you right here that if you want to make sales, you must market. Marketing leads to sales, and marketing involves showing up and putting out in front of your customers where they are and helping them get to the conclusion and decision to buy from you.
Yeah, and marketing includes nurturing, right? So if I'm nurturing you and you get annoyed of my love, then that's a you problem and not a me, and not a me problem at that point. So they won't get annoyed, and if they do, this just is just things are happening in their life. The point is that you have to show up to sell and to market and to nurture your customer, and it'll be great. And don't be scared of it.
And I'll say also, just to touch on this, just going back to email unsubscribes. Like we said, we get about 100. We send an email almost every day. We lose about 100 people every single time. It doesn't mean that they don't resubscribe at some point. It also doesn't mean that they've stopped listening to the podcast. They've stopped following us on social media. They've stopped buying our courses. It just means that maybe that day they realized they had 2,000 unread messages.
2,000? That's super that's stingy. I have like 20,000.
Okay,
and
good. I didn't want to
really good
real about what's
really
4,900 in one inbox of 7,500 in another that are unread.
Oh, 4,900. Let me see what I have. I'm going to go to my personal one.
My personal is 7,500 unread emails.
25,251.
That's because I'll go through sometimes and just mark all as read to bring that number down.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Because I don't want to get rid of them because, Gmail is only going to give me more room. I mean, it's virtual room. They're fine,
So with that said, right, we have so many emails popping into our inboxes. And the thing is one day they might be like, oh my God, I can't believe I have 25,000. What am I going to unsubscribe from? They might decide to unsubscribe. They might be annoyed one day, right? It might be a hard day for them. But I will tell you, the whole goal of marketing is that you're showing up in more places, that you're omnipresent. Where they look, they find you. So it doesn't matter if they unsubscribe, or it doesn't matter if they're not following. There's so many of you listening to this podcast right now that don't follow us. We have almost 4 million downloads. We do not have 4 million people who are following us on Instagram.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing, right? People consume differently. And in every season of my life, I choose to consume differently. So sometimes I actually am really down to read emails. Other times I'm really down to listen to podcasts. Other times I'm all about Instagram. And I think that's one thing that we all have to think about is like people consume so differently. Sometimes it's audio, sometimes it's visual, sometimes it is, reading and, words. God, what is reading
and words? Books, letters, blogs,
consuming
magazines.
in reading versus auditorially through their ears, right? So it has nothing to do with usually you as a person. It has to do with them as consumer, and a consumer is someone who's consuming things, right? So for me, like I said, I even change up how I consume things, or if I favor certain ways in during certain times. So don't feel like you are sending out too much, because there's always more people sending out more emails than you, showing up more on Instagram than you. Okay. You can do it, and it'll be great. And during this holiday season, like Jacqueline said, you need to be the one that shows up for your business, because you are the best person to sell your goods.
Absolutely. So we're wishing you luck this Cyber 5. We've been working with all of our students since August of this year to gear you up for what's coming next week. We would love to hear your wins, your aha moments. If you're crushing it and you just want to shout it from the rooftops, send us a DM over on Instagram at The Product Boss. We want to cheer you on, so let us know, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for being here and listening all the way through the Product Boss podcast. If you love our show and it has helped you in any way in your business, would you mind doing 2 things for us? Subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode, and leave us a review. Reviews help other product entrepreneurs know that this is the place to be to grow their businesses and realize that they're not alone. And we know that you all know that a 5-star and honest review helps you sell more products to more people. So you know that your reviews help us reach more listeners around the world. Remember, what we give is what we receive, and we are all about helping each other in the Product Boss community. We are all in this together. We would be so appreciative of you if you could take the time right now to subscribe, leave a review, And even share this episode on social or someone you know so we can impact more lives. And remember, subscribing means that you will get notified each time we release a new episode so you never miss a thing. You have helped us grow and climb into the top 10 of all marketing podcasts, and together we can keep climbing. Thank you, friends. And remember, there is room at the top for all of us. This episode is brought to you by the Shop 1 in 5 Pledge. We believe that when you purchase from a small online or offline business, your dollar goes further. Hey friends, Mina and I created the Shop 1 in 5 Pledge, and we're inviting you to take the pledge with us. It's a commitment to make 1 in 5 of your purchases from a small business, online or offline. It's a way to make an impact together where and when it matters most. Because the truth is, your purchasing power matters now more than ever. We're inviting you to take the pledge if you head to shop1in5.com. The link is in the show notes. And when you get there, please make sure to share the pledge with your friends, your family, and your customers. Let's invite everyone to take the Shop 1 in 5 pledge so that we can all use our purchasing power to change lives.